Hi everyone, I'm Austin Lee. I'm from Bedford, Indiana. I ride for Phoenix Honda in the GNCC series, and I'm down here getting ready for the 2019 season start. And welcome to Quad Radio.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Quad Radio Roadshow. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is quadradio.net, and this is a Two-Wheel Tuesday. And yeah, that's right. We're back to the two-wheel side of things. We like to expand things as we come to you from Salisbury, North Carolina, from the Phoenix Racing Honda Shop, the new factory Honda effort, which is really coming on big. We got Austin Lee, the 1, 2, 3 over here, and of course, Andrew DeLong and his new efforts. I tell you what, folks, we got cool things coming out of North Carolina, and we've got ATV Honda efforts that's going to be into GNCC this year. So I think a lot of neat things. First and foremost, I say welcome to Quad Radio to Austin Lee. Welcome, buddy. Not a problem. And I know you ask yourself, why am I on Quad Radio, right?
It's you, though. It's Rodney, man. Talk to Rodney anytime.
That's it, and I, big part of both two-wheel and four-wheel here in the off-road racing world. And, though I focus a lot of time and a lot of effort on the ATV side of things, we all know that there's a lot of things going on with the two-wheel side of things. And in years past, we've done Two-Wheel Tuesday, and that might be something that we do coming up here in the future as well. But one of the reasons that I wanted to be with Austin and the folks this week is because they're part of a new GNCC racing effort with Phoenix Racing Honda. In years past, we've worked with Johnny Campbell and JCR Racing. It's been a great effort that they've had over here, but Honda and folks have decided to switch things up. Johnny's going to be doing a West Coast effort, and we got Phoenix Racing that's doing the East Coast effort. You guys are doing Arena Cross, Supercross, GNCC, ATV Motocross. I mean, you guys got a big thing going on, and looking around here behind us, you got an amazing shop here. Welcome to the big time, Austin Lee.
It's crazy. I walk in the first day, and he's like, "Hey, we got a gym over here. We have this over here. There's arcade games over here." And you got quads, just hanging around like it's nothing out here. There's 20 quads in the shop and 30 bikes, and it's pretty crazy.
It is, and that might not be too far of a cry out of the norm for you, because obviously you go to the GNCC and there's a lot of ATVs. You guys park next to each other. You do a lot of chit-chatting, maybe even checking out the track together and things like that. I'm sure the Arena Cross guys, it might be a little bit different, like them for Jason and Teasdale and all those guys. I'm sure that and Freddie Noren. I mean, what's it like being able to be on a team with guys like that?
Yeah, it's cool. I haven't really got to spend much time with them yet. I've been in Florida for the most part since I've been on the team. But hopefully I get to ride with them a few times this summer when I'm down here, and it's cool to see they're killing it this winter in the Kicker Arena Cross Series. So it's nice to have that exposure on the team. I got some expectations to hold up to.
Yeah, I know. Whenever you watch Fox Sports 2 and you say, "That's my teammate,"
it's pretty cool. They're all three on the podium. Sweeping all the podiums. It's pretty awesome.
I think that's pretty awesome, and I know that's something that you're hoping to be able to do. You've got a new teammate this year, and it's a whole different effort for you coming up this year. It looks like, Austin, with the new Phoenix Honda team. We've seen you on Hondas for the last couple of years. You've been pitting out of the JCR pits, but technically, I don't guess you've been a Honda factory rider in years past.
Yeah, it was Johnny gave me an opportunity back in 2017 to ride for factory Honda and have the factory effort behind me, and that was a great year. We made a lot of improvements that year on myself and speed and everything, and then stuff was cut back in 2018 and just didn't have a ride. Had to go ride the same bikes again the next year and bought them all from Johnny, and I really like the Honda, and it's just a great company to be a part of, and I wanted to kind of stick with it, and I knew good things was coming in the future with Honda, so I stuck with the 17 bike that was solid, and I trusted, and we had a good year last year, and got us a ride this year with Phoenix.
That's pretty impressive. I mean, Austin, it's hard sometimes, especially, I mean, when you look at the past, Honda really since the Scott Summers day hasn't even been a part of GNCC. JCR comes in, they bring in Trevor Bollinger that you rode with there for a few years, and they begin to make their mark back in there, and you become a part of that team, which I think is a pretty cool thing. And even with the cutbacks, I mean, you felt and you saw and you knew something was big was on the horizon.
I mean, honestly, I just when I started working with Johnny in 17, just having Johnny Campbell at your side, and just on the weekends and anytime, just call Johnny. If you need anything, and he'd give you good advice. From Johnny Campbell's good advice. So it was nice having that around, and I was just comfortable with that and everything.
Well, it's a little bit different now here. The team is bigger, obviously. There's a lot of divisions, but obviously there's a lot of effort going into the off-road side of things, both for the two-wheel and some there in the four-wheel side of things as well. How do you feel about the program that you guys have got? Have you guys talked about what the season holds as far as what Phoenix Racing's responsibility is going to be at the track this year?
Yeah, I'm not 100% sure on what we're definitely making a bigger presence. I think with the show hauler or something, and but yeah, my job is to ride a dirt bike, so I'm just kind of worried about that, and try to stay focused on riding the dirt bike and let them kind of take care of the show part of things. And I think it's going to be a good year, though. I know David's ran a very successful program for many years and different things, and I think he's just as excited as me. I'm getting ready to start the season. So, yeah. Yeah,
I think you're right. And it's really neat. David is a former motocrosser, a very highly competitive motocrosser that came from the day of, when you went to Florida and raced the Winter Ams. And, motocross was a men's sport back in that day. It was a whole different world than what we're accustomed to now. It's a money sport, this, that, and the other on the moto side of things. And, unfortunately, we've seen a little bit of a transition into that of the off-road side of things. But with the factory support coming in from Honda, and I think that's a good step for not only GNCC, but it also shows, the commitment and dedication that, Honda, which is, I guess, kind of an originator in a sense of things of motorcycling. When you look at the big picture of things, when you think of motorcycling in the 1970s, you always think of a Honda scooter of some sorts. And a lot of people, especially my age, that was some of the first things that we started riding was the Trail 70s and the Z50s. Yeah,
that's what Dad grew up on, the Honda. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, so to me, I think it's really cool to get Honda back into it and into not only the factory part of it, but the grassroots of racing, and what I think is where GNCC is. It's a big commodity, I guess, when you look at it on a world stage. But when you look at it from inside the picture, I mean, man, you grew up in it. The family atmosphere of it is just amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I mean, I've always, that's my favorite kind of racing, is going to a GNCC. It's just always the same. I listen to you on the morning. I know how the race day is going to go. It's the same every weekend. It's just something you kind of get used to of, always racing the same kind of format and everything, and what you're comfortable with.
Yeah, try to keep it consistent. There's no doubt about that for you guys and for all of us, for race fans. We've come to expect and hope for different things out of a day, and it's really cool that I don't know, man. There's something about a race day that I roll out about 6:30 in the morning. At 7 o'clock,
I hear you.
At 7 o'clock, when I start screaming "Good morning, Racing Nation," it's my day. I'm amped. There's no doubt. It's something that I truly enjoy. It's almost a drug. I guess in a sense, it's really weird the adrenaline rush that I get out of it. But and the off-road world is certainly a great place to be. I met a lot of great families. Watched kids grow up like this guy right here, who has created some pretty neat records as far as youth racing is concerned, which we'll talk a little bit more about that and a lot more as the Quad Radio Roadshow continues here in just a moment.
Quad Radio is made possible in part by Root River Racing, supporters of amateur and professional racing on the local, regional, and national levels. And Root River Racing invites you to follow their Facebook page and the D6 Ultimate Quad Series Facebook page, where you can keep up to date with one of the nation's premier local championships.
Here with our sponsored rider, Walker Fowler, championship again. Just tell me a little about our relationship that you have with DP.
My relationship with DP Brakes, man, goes back from literally, I believe 2002 or 2003 when I started running national stuff. And owner Larry Mills, we kind of were in contact with him even before that. So, all our youth dirt bikes at the time, KTM 65s, the Cobras back in the day, 300EXs, Raptor 250s, YFZ 450s, and now in a YFZ 1000R. He's always had us covered, and it's just been, stopping has never been an issue in my world.
B&R Motorsports Racing Engines and Suspension is a family-owned and operated business with over 15 years' experience working on motorcycles, ATVs, dirt bikes, side-by-sides, and snowmobiles. Striving to provide the best customer service, products, and prices around. Check out bnrmotorsports.com. The website has an extensive inventory of parts for the YFC 450RX, the Raptor 125, Can-Am, side-by-side, wheels and parts, and also shocks, shock parts, and springs, and more. That's bnrmotorsports.com. Impact Solutions is your U.S. factory-authorized Elka suspension headquarters. Located in Little Hocking, Ohio, call Impact Solutions today for service, parts, warranty, sales, and technical support. Call 740-989-2026. And be sure and like them on Facebook. Impact Solutions.
And we're back. The Quad Radio Roadshow here from beautiful Salisbury, North Carolina, and the Phoenix Racing home shop here, if you will. Look at that. Got ATVs in the background. We got a slew of motorcycles, and that's just part of the stock. And so is this guy right here, is Austin Lee, is beginning his 2019 season with the team. And Austin, what's been going on, buddy? I know you just got the new 2019 machines. I've been doing some testing, getting things ready for the upcoming season.
Yeah, it's been good. Excited to get on the new model, RX model of 250, and it's been a good off season. Putting in work down in Florida, and it's been a good off season for sure.
That's awesome. And you're up here in North Carolina right now. What's going on here? I guess you guys are doing some shock testing and stuff this week.
Yeah, it's been breaking in the race bikes and stuff, and just get up here around the race shop in North Carolina here, and get on some soil, back on some clay, and get things rolling. South Carolina's coming.
Well, with testing coming up, Austin, we know that you've been doing this for a long time, and we talk about the family aspect of it. One thing we can say about it is you didn't ride 50s in GNCC because they didn't have 50cc's, and I have to wonder, had there been a 50cc class, a micro class at that time, what kind of things you might have been able to accomplish, because, you came through the youth ranks during a time when the competition level was just stellar. I mean, you came through following guys like Caleb Russell and Stu Baylor and Grant Baylor. And, that's just a tip of the iceberg. I think, Corey, you might have raced some with Corey Buttrick and some of those guys, maybe.
It was all up there. Everyone you see up there now is it's been through the rank. Thad came through the ranks ahead of me and everything, and
it kind of set the bar kind of high for you, didn't it?
Yeah, for sure. I was sitting there on the 65 just watching these boys take off, and they was rolling, and always wanted to go that fast and to win youth overall, as always, to be on the front line and win. So,
well, tell me a little bit about it, because you are, if I'm not mistaken, one of the few that have won youth races from that second row, maybe one of the first, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, I think maybe some people, I know Grant done it a lot, won some races, but no one had ever won the overall for the whole year from the second row, which was like 12-13 super many, I believe.
That's pretty impressive. Like you say, one race is one thing, but to win a national championship like that, that's
it was just hard to stay consistent on the podium, overall podium that many rounds. It was, you'd go on minis, you kind of have fast kids show up, don't really follow the series maybe. So you had to stay on the podium every round, so that was kind of hard.
So what was the transition like to the big bikes? You went into a very heated, back then, the 200A class was a class that you stepped into from the youth ranks. A lot of kids did. And wow, the competition there, like it is today, probably some of the stiffest on the track.
Yeah. It was a big, didn't really know what I wanted to do after I got off the youth, a lot of people went straight to 250A. Some people went to 200A. I didn't really know what to do. We bought a 200. and went racing, and won a 250A championship back in 2012, and then went to 250A after that for a couple of years, and was competing in amateur overalls, just trying to build my way up to I think we was like 30th overall my first year in big bikes, in the afternoon race, the 3 hours. So to be top 30 in that first year was cool. And then after that, it was definitely, the bar was at top 20 and then some amateur overalls.
And that's something that we've seen you doing a lot of, man. We've seen you sneaking into the top 20, and we've talked a little bit about this, the changes that GNCC has seen. For 250A riders now to break into the top 20 overall is a pretty big deal. You guys back in the day, or just a few short years ago, were battling for top 10s. I mean, you and your teammate's brother, Craig DeLong, were top amateurs. You were battling inside the top 10. You were getting top 10s and still wasn't winning your class.
Yeah, that's crazy. I was 10th overall at PA, I believe, and I get beat as an amateur for amateur overall. So the level, we was always battling for, up in the 15, 16 area. So, to stay up there was hard as an amateur. You're always passing people, and it's easy to catch XC2 when you're an amateur, you have somebody to gauge off of or something to push yourself. So that's what we did. And we was riding together. So we was hooking up and pushing each other to, I think, pretty high levels at the time.
Now, do you think that you were riding at a higher level then than maybe what you were in the last couple of years?
No way.
Really? The level just keeps raising.
Yeah, definitely. I'm a better rider now, and I know they are too. And we're better racers now, I think, and the speed and the fitness and just the whole things, we're better now for sure. We have better equipment now, and I feel like the speed's definitely faster.
What's the XC2 goal for you this year?
XC2 goal is, I believe I can win some races and be a contender every weekend for a race win. And if I don't win the race, I want to be on the podium. I don't want to be off the podium all year, and put myself in a good position for a championship. And I think that's all I can ask for. And I want to win some races. I know I'm ready, and I know what we're capable of doing.
Are there any other things that you might have in the back of your mind that you want to accomplish for 2019? You've got a lot of opportunities, it seems like.
That's the thing. I have everything I need now to be successful and to be the best I can be. So, we'll start round one and see where we're at. And as long as we build off that and we'll set goals, throughout the season then. But, I don't want to be outside the top 10, and I don't want to be off the pit. I got some goals that I don't want to, I got some limits.
Now, the next question, I guess I should say, what about pressure? Do you feel pressure? Maybe not yet. Do you think pressure is on the way if you don't feel it yet? Or do you think that there is a lot of pressure right now? Because, there's a lot riding on this, I guess.
Yeah, I feel pressure released from me. I don't have to worry about, my dad ain't working on my bike, and I'm not having to wash all 3 bikes, and I don't have to worry about that. So I don't feel pressure in that aspect, but I put enough pressure on myself to be ready and to win. I want to win. No one wants to win more than me. So I feel like I put the pressure on myself, and I'm just grateful to have the opportunity to do the best I can now.
That's great, man. That is awesome. I think things are going to go well, man.
Yeah.
I'm pretty satisfied that
I think so.
That things are going to go well for you here in 2029 and the future. I think you got yourself a good home here, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the future holds for you. Is there anything as far as social media? I know that's the one thing that we're big on these days. What Instagram?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram and Facebook. I don't do much Facebook, but Instagram I went to 3_Austin Lee. On there a little bit, but it's something that.
What was that again?
123_Austin Lee.
Okay.
It's as simple as that.
Just as simple as that. 123_Austin Lee, and that's your riding number.
Yeah.
Where did that riding number come from?
Like I said, I started GNCCs when I was 7, so I was picking a number. I remember Mom calling GNCC, driving through town. And I was just I wanted to be 122 because Corey Buttrick was 121, and I just liked Corey's setup. It was always sick. He had the bright orange helmet, and I just liked 121. It was sick, and I said 122, and it was taken. I just said 123, and it wasn't taken, so I took it, and just hasn't left the bike.
It's been that simple ever since.
That's
the
right.
Simplest as 1, 2, 3 for Austin Lee. It rolls off the tongue so well. I'm glad that you chose that.
Yeah, I like it. It's fun.
Any shout outs that you might want to give?
No, I just Phoenix Racing for sure, for stepping aboard and coming into GNCC and wanting to do great things for our sport. And I think it's great for GNCC to have a company come in like this. And I'm excited to see what it holds the first year. And just everyone that's involved with my program this year.
Words of advice to anyone?
I don't know. I'm just working hard, man. Just stay working hard and get ready for season. And it's a long year.
That's it. That's Austin Lee. I'm Rodney Tomlin. This is the Quad Radio Roadshow.